Oscar Romeo 4 India Sierra Sierra. This is India Kilo 1 Sierra Lima Delta Claudio calling for a schedule Irish contact. Do you copy team over?
India Kilo 1 Sierra Lima Delta. This is Oscar Romeo 4 India Sierra Sierra. I'll copy.
Okay, Oscar Romeo 4 India Sierra Sierra India Kilo 1 Sierra Lima Delta. Good morning team and thank you to reply to my call. Waiting to receive your signal loud and clear. We have a pleasure to call you from Istituto Sobrero in Casale Monferrato, North Italy. Are you ready for the first question team? Over.
Yes, I am ready for the first question. Over.
Okay, go ahead Marco.
I'm Marco. What is the Earth like from space? Over.
Oscar Romeo 4 India Sierra Sierra India Kilo 1 Sierra Lima Delta. Over.
And I'm sorry, I'm not receiving any questions yet.
Okay. The first question.
I'm Marco. What is the Earth like from space? Over.
You know, the Earth is very beautiful. You know, we call it Earth, but it's mostly water. And so most of the time we're over the Atlantic or the Pacific Ocean, and there's lots of clouds, but it's a beautiful planet with a beautiful atmosphere and dark black behind it.
I'm Riccardo. How do you sleep in absence of gravity? Over.
Hi, Ricardo. We sleep pretty well. We have a sleeping bag that's strapped to the wall of our sleeping quarters, and so we hop inside, zip up, and try to find a comfortable position and go to sleep. Over.
I'm Alessandro. How long does it take to get used to life on the ISS? Over.
You know, Marco, it takes at least a couple days to feel somewhat normal, but what I've noticed, having been here for over 2 months, is that you get used to it better and better over time, and you get used to zero gravity. Over.
Hi Matteo, how did you feel when you saw the sunrise for the first time in space? Over.
Hi Matteo, the first time I saw a sunrise in space, it kind of blew me away because it's so beautiful, it's almost not even real. Over.
I'm Eric. What other problems are there in addition to the absence of gravity? Over.
We know in addition to the absence of gravity, Eric, you know, we live in a big machine essentially, and so we have to repair it frequently, and so that's one thing. But also along with zero gravity is the fact that you have to keep track of all your stuff. You can't simply put it on a table and expect it to be there when you come back. Over.
I'm Teddy. Were you afraid the first time you went into space? Over.
And Teddy, I caught part of your question. I think I understand it. I was not afraid the first time I went into space, but I was definitely anxious because you don't know what to expect. But shortly thereafter, we're in space and working hard. Over.
I'm Vittorio. What do you usually eat? Over.
Vittorio, I just barely got your question. I think our comm is a little bit shaky right now. But what we usually eat, we have a wide variety of foods that are in different packets. Some we just heat up and some we rehydrate. But meats, vegetables, and sides, and the food is pretty good. Over.
I'm Ottavio. What was the journey like to get to the ISS? Over.
Ottavio, the journey to get to the ISS was very interesting. We rode on a Soyuz rocket, and it has different stages. Every time a stage would finish, it would separate from the vehicle, and you could feel that shake in the vehicle. But then after 8.5 minutes, we're in space. After 6 hours, we docked the space station. Over.
I'm Davide. What do you do in your free time? Over.
In my free time, I love to take photographs because we have this beautiful Earth below us, and it never gets old taking photographs. Over.
I'm Agostino. How do you feel when you come back from a space mission after a long time? Over.
Agostino, I only have one experience coming back from a mission, and to tell you the truth, I didn't feel so great because your body loves zero gravity once it gets used to it, and it has to get accommodated to 1G. So it takes a few days anyway to feel somewhat normal. Over.
I'm Marco. When you were students, did you used to dream of doing this job? Over.
Hi Marco, I think I've dreamt about this job for as long as I can remember. I remember as being a 6-year-old watching men land on the moon, and I think that inspired me to work hard to try to get this job someday. Over.
I'm Simone. How is the view from the space station? Over.
You know, the view from space station is almost indescribable because you're going over the planet at a speed of 17,500 miles an hour around the planet every 90 minutes, so it's constantly changing. Over.
I'm Thomas. At what average speed do you travel? Over.
You know, our speed is relative to the Earth, and we're traveling at 17,500 miles an hour, or about 5 miles a second. Over.
I'm Mattia. How do you use a toilet in space? Over.
I'm Mattia. This is a very common question, and of course people want to know how you live in space to include how to use the toilet. But we have, the best way to describe it is we have what's like a vacuum hose, and then we have a big can that we put a liner inside that also has a vacuum to it, and that helps us use the toilet in space. Over.
I'm Maxime. What kind of emotion did you feel during the countdown? Over.
Maxime, I think I was very excited. You know, it's a combination of emotions, right? Because we're trained to do our job, so we're very focused on trying to do the right thing and get our job done correctly. But also, the level of effort and work over years to get to that point, it's a sense of satisfaction as well. Over.
I'm Bruno. How do you have a shower in space? Over.
Hi Bruno, actually we don't even shower in space. We take essentially a sponge bath, which means that we have a very wet cloth, we wipe it on our skin, and then we dry that off. Over.
I'm Luca. How are people chosen to get to the ISS? Over.
Hi Luca, it's a very involved process. There's the European Space Agency and NASA, which is the U.S. Space Agency, along with the Japanese, the Canadians, and the Russians. And in each case, they select people that are both operationally and technically competent and through a very competitive process. Over.
I'm Daniel. How are you keeping in touch with your family? Over.
Danielle, I keep in touch with my family with an internet protocol telephone, so it's an application on our laptop, and as long as we have coverage through the satellites and our KU bands, then we're able to talk with our family. And then once a week we have a video conference. Over.
I'm Steven. What kind of researches are you doing on the ISS? Over.
Hi Simone, we're doing all kinds of research. We have over 200 experiments going on at any one time. Some of these experiments are designed to help us understand the effects of zero gravity on the human body, and some are basic research to help us understand basic scientific principles. And then even further, we're trying to understand the kind of hardware that we need to go further into space. Over.
I'm Alessio. What program of training did you follow before going to the ISS? Over.
Well, the kind of training that we did involved multiple countries and multiple pieces of hardware and operational scenarios. So as the left seat flyer in the Soyuz, I was trained to be the co-pilot in the Soyuz, which meant I spent about half of my time in Russia. And the other time at the other agencies, but primarily in the United States, learning how to operate the systems on the ISS and also to react to emergency situations. Over.
I'm Simona. How long have you been in space? Over.
Hi, Simone. I have not counted the days specifically, but it's a little bit over 2 months. We launched on the 15th of December, and we're the 56th day right now, so I guess around 71 or 72 days in space this time. Over.
I'm Lorenzo. Which are the things you prefer when you are in the space station? Over.
The activities I prefer on the space station in terms of work are the ones where there's a project that is very involved and takes a lot of operations and coordination with people on the ground. So I've worked with a combustion experiment and ultrasound experiments, and so I enjoy those kinds of activities. Over.
Okay, team, I am India Kilo 1 Sierra Lima Delta. We thank you for your reply. Thank you very much. And this is the greetings from the school for you.
I hope you all have a great day. Goodbye from the International Space Station.
Okay, thank you again, team. Ciao ciao from Italy, 73.